thank you for the work that you do. I know that you do a lot of behind-the-scene work in the National Assembly, for which we are very grateful. And thank you for your voice all the time, and thank you for coming to Inside Sources.
Thank you, Laulu. My privilege to be here.
All right.
Thank you.
Once again, happy Independence Day, but we're going to be concluding with another segment where we are talking about insecurity. We have two guests, somebody from the U.S. who is working with the Americans on resolving the insecurity in Nigeria, somebody here in Nigeria, an expert. Inside Sources will be right back. Welcome back to Inside Sources. Today I want to have a conversation with two important Nigerians around what is happening in the country insecurity-wise. I have a new guest who is joining us for the first time, but who is clearly very engaged, even publicly, both in Nigeria and the United States, about the challenges of insecurity in our country. He hails from Yelewata in Benue State, and he is one of the Nigerians abroad who have worked very closely with top U.S. government officials to ensure that we get the kind of engagement that we have seen from the Americans. And I'd like to welcome for the first time to Inside Sources, Mr. Frank Uto, a U.S.-based lawyer, and I call him an advocate for country outside the country. Right. Frank, welcome to Inside Sources.
Thank you so much, Laulu. Nice to have you here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And here in the studio with me is our returning guest, is the Director General of the International Institute for Security and Governance Study, and clearly, of course, a security strategist, Dr. David Okoro. Doctor, good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me once more.
All right. So I'm going to start with you, Dr. David. So we have had conversations over and over and over again around insecurity. It seems it's getting even worse now. But I wanted to ask you, do you think that there is something that ought to be said or ought to be done that has not been done? I want us to open that conversation before I take it to Mr. Frank in the U.S.
Clearly so, because they say it's madness to do the same thing all the time and expect different results. We have told the path for a long time, but what has happened is that there's a spread in the crisis that we face. It's like cancer. It's spreading fast. This past week, a general was taken on the roads in Katsina with his wife, while in Ibadan, while we are still talking about the school children that were taken that are still in the bush. A lady was driving, a relation of the immediate past Minister of Power, and she was picked on the streets of Ibadan with her child.
Two of her children. Yeah.
Two of her children. And then I read another report of armed men attacking the, what do you call them now, Nigerian Immigration Service, their office in Ogbomoso. And it's endless. You see, it's like it's unraveling. But then the question you really ask yourself is, there must be something wrong somewhere. A situation where you have a few ragtag men with whatever is it that they are holding the whole country down. I mean, we have a current report that says that Nigerian military is the 33rd most powerful in the world, ranked 33rd. And in Africa, we are third. This is Firepower Index that shows that this is the kind of military we have. And we have a police force. We have all sorts of other elements of state that state used to exert its power. And we are saying that children are taken on the streets, they are in the bush for this long, and the Nigerian state is unable to rescue its citizens. We have photographs, videos all over the internet, across the world, showing that Nigerians are taken there in the bush, they are being whipped and beaten and tortured, and they are being recorded and broadcasted all over the world. And Nigerian government is unable to address it. We are not saying we are at war with foreign land. We are talking about ragtag criminals within our nation, and the totality of the armed forces and the security element are not able to deal with it. And so you are talking about the Oyo State incident. It's almost 2 weeks since it happened. We are told that they were taken to the forest. And it befuddles me and perplexed that the totality of our military, security, state and non-state actors have not been able to get into the forest, whatever they are, and sort out whoever is in there. So something fundamental is wrong. And if you ask me, our strategy needs urgently to change, because what we are doing now cannot indeed get us out of the pool.
So before I take you to Frank, I wanted to do a follow-up. So I think this Sean of Ogbomoso has said, somebody, I think he said this, that the problem is that the security forces don't want to, attack them so that they don't start killing the people that are there. I think there are also indications that they might have been, actually cordoned inside the place. What do you think has to happen differently, Dr. Okoro?
Look, the options are there. If you say that, we are afraid that they will, if we apply force, we can use gas. There are nerve gases you use that will put everybody to sleep. There are options. I realize that those complications could be there, but there are several other options that can be used. And it's not the military that is telling you this, the show of Ogbomoso. Of course, he's not the right person that should be telling you this.
I guess the guy is just, I'm sure he's right in his backyard.
Exactly, but he might just be thinking that way. But when we have that kind of situation, there are options to be used. There are plethora of options that can be used. Apart from using gas, there's smoke, and all sorts that can be used to ensure that the kidnappers are disabled while military operation goes on. Nobody's going to come and tell you that is the situation. That has never been the issue. We have had plethora of kidnap like this, and we've had one simple way of addressing it, which is to pay ransom. And that's where we are getting to, because what it means, because it starts taking so much time to get out these people, the kidnappers will just distribute the people, they disperse them, and make it impossible or difficult for you to move in and rescue them as one group. It's taking so long. But like I said, there are strategies that Nigeria should adopt that will ensure that this kind of thing does not happen again. Because let me tell you the crisis. We have a huge problem. All over the country, there is security crisis. The resources we have, whether manpower, whether equipment, whether technology, and all sorts, fall significantly short of what is required to address this issue. But meanwhile, there are other platforms, there are other arrangements that can ensure that we democratize security. When I say we democratize security, let the people lead the process of protecting themselves. So you have security of the people, by the people, and for the people. Because with the number of men we have, if you put all of them together, we are less than 1 million. That's, if I say 1 million, you are being generous. We are far below
our
that.
uniform security.
Our uniform armed security. We are far below that. The equipment are far in between, the platform. So what we need to do is to now allow the people, or bring the people to lead the process, to secure their own community. Think about it. I keep saying it, that this community center security strategy is the way to go. It does not mean that government cannot do it, but we need to bring in the people to lead in the security of their various communities.
Okay.
And then the official government security will play as a second level of defense for those communities. As long as we fail to do this, we will continue to have this issue. Sorry, I was just going to add this. A couple of while ago, we were not talking about Southwest. Today we are talking about Oyo State,
and Ekiti State.
And Ekiti, the heart of Southwest.
Yeah.
Lagos is a stone thrown away. Yeah. And others, and who even say if they decide to strike in Lagos mode, they cannot do it. They can't. The initiative right now is in the hand of the criminals. The state have lost their ability to detect and determine what happened. It's the criminal that determined that now, and the state is panty and seem to be unable to protect its citizens. Those children that are in the bush are expecting government to act on their behalf. They're expecting the military, the police, to rise up and defend them. Unfortunately, everybody, their hands seem to be down. That's why I said something fundamental must be happening as to why our security agencies and defense forces are incapable right now of protecting the integrity of our nation.
Okay, thank you so much.